I thought it was a physically hard-fought game. I thought we did a lot of good things in some respects. Some other areas we got to get better at, no question. We gave up 36 points in the fourth, and I think we gave up 18 points maybe the last 3 minutes of the game. Clearly we've got to finish the game collectively as a group better than we did tonight. I think game 2 will be harder than it was today. We're playing against a really good team on both ends of the floor. And I think the biggest challenge for us is, can we come back after this game and play better on Wednesday?
Coach Michael Kinney, UConn Review. First of all, how is Paul's back? And then second, just can you talk about his game overall and what he was able to do out there tonight?
Well, he really got it going offensively. He made some shots. He was in a really good groove. I don't know where he's at, with I don't even want to call it an injury, but, just whatever muscle tightness he was having. We'll probably find out more tomorrow.
Coach Cliff Brown, Associated Press. Utah jumped out to 16-4 lead. You guys called a timeout. What was said during that timeout, and what changed for you guys because you played differently after that?
Well, I thought we really got hurt in transition. Some of it was on some turnovers. Some of it was on a lack of floor balance. And I think once we I think they had, I think they made 9 points that period in transition. That really hurt us. I think once we got back in transition and set our defense, we were in a better position than we were earlier in the game. We had some really, I didn't think, great possessions offensively. And I thought we cleaned it up. And for the most part, I thought we played, like 45 minutes of really good basketball. I'm not saying it was perfect, but it was really good. But I think against a team like Utah, we're going to need to play better in game 2.
Coach, Steven Adams in the final minutes seemed to kind of bang his wrist and didn't really seem to use it that much in the final minutes. Is he okay? Do you have an update on his status at all?
Yeah, I heard nothing about that. Obviously, if there was something major, they would have taken him out of the game.
Hey, Billy, just the flow of this game and the tempo of it, for you guys to get that many points on the board against such a good defensive team, is that, while you said there were things that you didn't really like, is that something that you can like moving forward with this? Yeah,
no, we did. They're a hard team to score against. I thought the second half we did a lot of really good things offensively. I thought the guys really adjusted well as the game wore on. I thought we generated and created some good high-quality shots. They're a hard team to score against. Obviously, Gobert and being in foul trouble maybe helped impact that some. But again, I thought our guys did a really good job. I thought we competed. We worked really hard. I think the last couple of days of practice have been really good and helpful for us. But the challenge is this is game 1. It's over with. Can we come back now for game 2 and get prepared and ready for that game?
Billy, Corey got 33 minutes. How did you think he did, and did he come out okay? And secondly, Alex, it just seems like he continues to play better and better. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, Corey was fine. The one thing you can always depend on with Corey is his energy. He's gonna really work at it. He got a little bit. We got on some coverages a little bit broken down with him, and we need to clean that up a little bit. But Corey always gives great effort and makes winning plays. Finds a way to do it. He made a big 3 out of the corner when they kind of made a run against us. So he did some good things. And again, I was really encouraged by Alex. I didn't know what to expect. With the fact that in Miami he obviously got the concussion, didn't play against Memphis, and was really limited in practice these last few days. So you just didn't know. So putting him out there, he played really well and helped us. And I thought that second unit, in a lot of ways, that had some really good ball movement and helped us kind of open up the lead. And listen, we that period there, close the third, begin the fourth, we shot the ball well from behind the line.
Billy, I think because you guys had used Dre on Mitchell so much in the season, we thought maybe that would be Paul. You went with Paul a lot on Ingles, particularly in the first half. What did you think of just what went into that decision, and what did you think of the job you guys did, both on Ingles and what you did with Mitchell?
It was good. I think it was good. The guys did a good job. Corey and Paul, those guys really work defensively. They're hard-working guys defensively. But I would just say, we're going to need to be better in game 2. We're going to need to be better.
Yeah, Billy, you talked about the good ball movement in the second half, and Jeremy had a couple of nice assists, and Russell and all that. First half, that wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
You just had guys sort of just force and make tough shots. That's not a good way. I assume you don't want to plan it that way, but is it nice to know that if you have to do it, you got guys that can do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the challenge for us all year long is the consistency of doing things like that. I mean, I think we're more than capable and believe we're more than capable. You know, like to your point, I thought Jeremy and at times, you know, we got the ball in the pocket, we moved it. Russell found Steven on some lobs late. You know, we found Carmelo in different situations. You know, there were some moments that were really, really good offensively, but the consistency part of being able to do that for the full 48 minutes is the challenge, and it has been the challenge, you know, for our groups, the consistency level. But I think as, you know, again, we hadn't faced Utah since December 23rd. So I think it probably took both teams a little bit of getting used to. Their team is, I think, different from when we played against them. I think we've gotten better from when we played against them. So I think it's really two teams in a lot of respects playing against each other for almost the first time in a long, long time. There was a feeling out process. I think once our guys started to feel, you know, the game a little bit, I thought we played better as it went along. And I think probably the same thing could be said for them as well. You know, they were probably feeling us out a little bit as well. But again, I think the consistency part to you're talking about, that's when you're playing against a good team like the Jazz, you're gonna have to have a higher level of consistency. And again, our guys did a really, really good job tonight. And I'm not taking anything away from them. They did a good job tonight, but we got to be better in game two.
Eric Horn, the Oklahoman. Billy, you talk about getting better as the game went on. What did you think of the way that Carmelo adjusted defensively, particularly when he was isolated against and being able to get his hands active and on defense?
Yeah, I thought Carmelo was really good tonight. He was really engaged defensively. He's a great communicator on defense. I think part of the problem probably was more on me on when we got off to that little bit of that slow start. You know, we had him in coverage up a little bit high, and I think he, you know, mentioned that if he could adjust and maybe back up, he could maybe take away some of those passes into Favors where he was kind of making floaters and runners, and then he was finding Gobert on the baseline and creating and generating some layups for them. So Carmelo's a smart guy. I thought he did a really, really good job, you know, in the game on both ends of the floor. I thought he had some opportunities behind the line, you know, that he missed. But certainly that first quarter, when we being down like we were, he really carried us into that second quarter with the way he closed out.
So just to be clear, he kind of came to you and suggested that you kind of change that?
No, there were some questions on the coverages on what we were doing. They were kind of flattening us out on the baseline a little bit, and there was just some talk on the coverages. And I think he brought up a lot of good points. It was just stuff that we discussed, and I think part of it was him communicating, just that he could communicate the coverages, you know, of what we needed to be in based on the way the floor was being balanced. And you know, like I said, he's a bright guy, he's a smart guy. He's been in the league for a long time. He can sniff those things out.
Fred Katz, Norman Transcript. Billy, Paul was making a bunch of different types of shots tonight, spot ups and out pick and roll, and they changed pick and roll coverage during the second half against them too with those traps. What do you think of the way that, or I should say, why was he able to maintain that success tonight against so many different types of shots and against so many different types of coverage?
Well, I thought he took what the defense gave him. You know, I think some of the trapping that they did against us helped us find, you know, Jeremy, and then Jeremy made some good decisions and good reads. I mean, they were trying to get the ball out of his hands. He was hot. He was shooting the ball well. But I think, you know, even Paul, he takes a great deal of pleasure of passing the ball and moving the ball and finding the open man. And, you know, I thought when he got it going offensively and they decided to trap him some, he made some good decisions.